Welcome back to another episode of Seams and Downs. This wonderful Saturday, quite warm for the month of June here in the Memphis, Tennessee area. Today, we are honored with the presence of Coach Shelton. I say again, Coach Shelton, coming from Memphis East High School, right? Home of the Mustangs.
Home of the Mighty Mustangs.
There we go, the Mighty Mustangs. Folks, we've got a great show today. I know I'm fired up. Coach Shelton has generously agreed to be with us and go through our process and just kind of talk about that program, talk about who she is as a coach, what she represents, what some of her aspirations are, some dreams. And so I know I'm very, very fired up about all of this. I know that you're fired up about it.
And I'm fired up.
Coach is fired up.
Coach
is fired up. What an inspiration here. What an inspiration. So, Coach,
yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm talking about, I feel like this year just been kind of woo. Even me getting a job at Memphis East and being here doing the interview promoting Memphis East softball, it's like, wow, this is really going real fast. But I love it though. I love it.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It's good to go in the fast lane sometimes, right? It's good to go in that fast lane. So, Coach, let me ask you something. So, are you from here? Are you from the Memphis?
So originally, no, I'm not from here. I just moved here in September of 2024. I'm from Starkville, Mississippi.
Ooh,
yes.
Hell State, right?
Yeah, Hell State now. Okay, no hidey over here. No, Hell State. Okay. So, but yeah, I'm from Starkville, Mississippi. I graduated from Nosby County High School. It was like a county school outside of Starkville. So yes, sir.
Oh, fantastic. So, Coach, let me ask. So, tell me, how'd you get involved with softball?
So honestly, I been playing since I was 5. It was something that me and my dad grew up doing. My dad always say, "Come on, get your glove. Let's go out there in the yard." Even my sisters play. I used to always go to my sister's softball games. It was just kind of like a family thing. My brothers played. It was just something that we did to bond together as a family. So softballs and baseball, because my brothers and dad played baseball, but it was just kind of like a love that grew on to me from my family. So this how softball actually came into my life.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. So started from a young age, became a kind of a family sport.
Yeah.
Got that family support going on.
Yeah, and I ended up doing T-ball, coach pitch, travel ball, rec ball. I did it all.
Wow.
Middle school, high school. I was on varsity as a 7th grader. So yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's impressive. Varsity 7th grade. Wow.
Yes.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
the softball team wasn't, the best. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't the best, but I was, I helped them out when I could. Cause I was one of those ones that took the pitching lessons, the catching lessons, the fielding lessons. I actually knew that I wanted to go to college to play early on. So I knew I had to take that extra mile by going to the camps, getting different coaches from different coaches. I knew I had to go the extra mile in order to make it to that next level.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So foundationally, so that's really, so I really do. I can appreciate that, a foundational thing. So you learned it early. You had the family support and the family involvement in with it. Maybe not so much. From a perspective of a helicopter parent type deal. But I sense
now
that.
My dad was a little, one of those parents where you had to be like, look, I'm going to listen to the coach, okay? Not you. My dad was one of those type of...
Dads get it, honestly. I mean, we do. That's a dad thing. Well, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. All right, so once you got into softball and you started playing, okay, so you played college ball, right?
So I had the opportunity, but my senior year in high school, had a major injury. I was sliding to second base, so you know how you're supposed to tag up. I thought the person caught the ball, but the ball actually dropped. So I was trying to hurry up and rush to second base, and I slid, and then I broke these 2 fingers immediately. Had to have surgery the next day. It was real bad, and it kind of ended my career. But I always had that love I still had the love for the game. Like, you know, I always still wanted to be around it. I pitch out, like I do summer, like little summer, the slow pitch. I do that in the summertime. I just always had a love for it. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's powerful. That's powerful. So, you got here. You're here in Memphis.
I'm here in Memphis.
You're here in the big city. You're here. I will be the first one to tell you, when I'm going down to the main library, I absolutely love passing by East High because of what it represents, the historical value that it brings, and all the generations of athletes that come out of it. You know, football's always been, even since I was, you know, in high school and things of that nature. You know, East has always been representative of a good sports culture, right? So it's got a solid sports culture, basketball, football, things of that nature. So, you, new coach, what are you thinking?
So just like you said, me coming in from Starkville, I had to learn about East culture and, you know, how their athletic, you know, programs been ran, how successful they been. So me just knowing that and being at a school that support athletics, first of all, you have to be able to be somewhere that actually want to progress. So we just had our coaches retreat like last week, and one of the highlights of our coaches retreat was that the alumni came and they spoke at the coaches retreat. And to me, they want to get back to that culture that they had. Like, you know, they want to get back to how Memphis East used to be. And like, you know, I'm here for it. Like they want to go back to it. They want to go back to the excellence, you know.
Wow.
So we have this thing going on at Memphis East, what we call the standard.
Okay.
All of us are, you know, expected to hold up to that standard, you know, and we've been working on that. So we're gonna try to get that situated and live up to that standard. Well, so me coming in as the new coach, I gotta kind of incorporate that standard. I gotta kind of tell the girls what this new standard is, because, you know, it could be hard having a new coach that actually got you working out in the summertime.
Right, yeah,
when you never worked out in the summertime. So so right now I'm at the point to where I'm getting the girls to buy in slowly but surely. Cause I know it could be hard having a new coach, cause I came from Cordova Middle School. My girls there, like, you know, we cried cause I created a family there. Like, I created that family atmosphere there. So it was really hard to let them go, but I think when I just kind of explained it to them, like, you know, it's time for me to grow.
Sure.
It's time for me to move on. It's time for me to start coaching on a higher scale, a higher level. And honestly, I have to give a lot of credit to God, because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't even be here in Memphis today. Like, I feel like me coming here wasn't my decision, because you know, when you hear of Memphis, you know, you're not from Memphis, and you hear about Memphis, you kind of like, ooh. For real. You know,
I understand.
even when I was moving here, like, people was telling me, watch your surroundings, don't do this, don't do that. I mean, you still have to do all those things, but it's not as extreme or bad like people would make it. God started opening the doors here. Like I said, he opened up the opportunity for me to get my foot in the door at Cordova Middle School. He opened up, you know, doors for me to get me a nice apartment, you know, do all the things that I need to actually get here. So again, this was like more of a God decision more than my decision. And Memphis East, actually in the interview, I knew Memphis East was gonna be the place for me, because the administration at Memphis East, they told me to use this as your canvas and paint it the way you wanted to paint it.
That's awesome.
Me, I feel like I'm a championship coach. In order to be a championship team, you have to be able to run your program. You got to be able to create a vision and put your vision out there and actually execute that vision.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's powerful. Yeah, so, and I love hearing the facts. So there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. I did.
So you know, first and foremost, you know, the acknowledging that, you know, there is a God, and God has been fruitful and giving you an opportunity. First and foremost, I think you've answered a call. There's a lot of work to be done here in the Memphis area. Absolutely, a lot of work to be done.
A lot.
Just everywhere around here. And for someone an outsider to sense that calling and wind up here and give what you're about to give to this Memphis East program, that's inspirational.
Thank you.
And that's every bit of why we're doing this on this program. And so I stand behind that.
Thank you.
So you've got new coach, Memphis East. You've got the experience. You're coming from Cordova Middle. You're starting to set seeds, right? You're getting your inspiration. You're drawing on that inspiration from the coaches' meetings and things of that nature. Your administration, very supportive of what you're doing.
Man, very supportive. So, coming from having a hard time at the previous school, like I even told them, I'm probably gonna be your most easiest going coach that you probably gonna have, because I have post-traumatic disorder about asking for stuff.
Understood.
But so with them, even when it came to the softball camp, because I asked the admin, hey, I got this softball camp that the girls can go to. I found one, in Mississippi. They asked me what I need. They said, we put in an order for your bus. Let us know where y'all want to eat it, and we'll provide it. So it starts with admin. Having a successful program, it starts with the administration, because they have to be able to trust your vision. They have to be able to trust what you're doing. So just being able to have my athletic director, my assistant principal, the principal, just being able to have them hey coach, we love what you're doing and we support what you're doing. So I'm talking about the support is there. I'm not gonna I wish it was wood, but it's there.
I got you.
It's there for sure. So yeah, I'm most definitely excited. I'm excited to build and grow at East. I feel like East is my new home.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like East is my new home.
We love having a home. I mean, everybody likes to have a home.
Yeah.
So I think that's powerful. And what you're hearing, folks, is I know I just heard out of what Coach Shelton had to say was that it's not so much it can't always come up from the bottom. You got to have something from the top too. And I love the fact that you're getting the support that you need.
Yes.
And you're gonna continue
early on. Literally, I've been I got the head coaching job probably 2 weeks before school got out. So me being able to come in and do these summer practices, because again, you got to get permission from the administration to be hey, can I run summer practices? Just them being hey, yeah, we want that.
Wow.
There's something that they actually wanted. So again, I love the fact that they see my vision, support my vision, and they create a space for me to grow also as a coach. So I love it.
Awesome. That's awesome. So tell us, practicing over the summer. Tell me about practice over the summer. Or what times are you guys practicing?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm a little tough. So we're practicing from 9 o'clock in the morning to 12. Right now we're on our dead period, but we practice from 9 to 12. What practice typically look like in the summertime, right now. So I asked the girls 2 questions. Well, I asked the girls one big question, and that was, where do you want this program to go? Where do you see this program going this year? What are y'all goals? The goals that the girls had was to actually be teammates. They felt like that they wasn't a team. They felt like, we come to practice, we go to games, we compete, but outside of that, we don't talk at school. We don't do fun activities. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Another thing they said, they want to win the district championship. So this year, we actually dropped down to 2A, which, it's
might be a little frustrating.
Yeah, but I feel like when it dropping down to 2A, we do have a wonderful shot at actually being probably a state qualifier. When I look at the new cycle and stuff like the teams that's in our region, the team that we have to face for regional, I feel like we have a great shot of being state qualified. But again, like I tell the girls, it's only so much that I could do as your coach. You know, you gotta want it yourself. So I think this summer what I'm really working on is, one, developing those fundamentals that they missed out on. When I went to ninth grade orientation, I recruited so many ninth graders. I think the group chat went from like 13 girls to like 30 girls. But
well, it's good that you're seeding this stuff. I mean, this is an important thing.
Because I'm one of those type of coaches. I already know what I'm facing in this Memphis area, and this, you know, lack of youth development from you. So I already know what I'm facing. So 9 times out of 10, I already know I'm gonna have to teach somebody how to play softball. Me, and that's why I'm glad that I have that experience as a rec coach. I was coaching younger girls. I had a lot of girls that I had to teach the fundamentals. I had to, you know, take the time out. So I think my experience with that, it makes me more open to be like, cause my standard is, for me, you cut yourself. Like, you know, I'm not just gonna be the one to just be like, hey, you're not a fit for this program. You decide it as a player.
Right.
You know, when it comes to fundraising, when it comes to showing up the games, showing up the practices, going to the camps, like, you know, it's up to you. You miss so many, you cut. You know, JV varsity, we're doing JV varsity this year. I'm also one of those type of coaches. I don't care about you being a senior. You will be placed on JV if you don't put in the work.
Oh.
I am one of those coaches, but also me doing that, I want that to motivate you to actually get on varsity. Like, you know, I want that to be like, okay, I'm on JV this week, but next week I'm gonna work hard so I can prove to coach that I want to be on varsity. So I think just creating this summer, I'm really trying to develop team chemistry for one. Go back to the fundamentals. And actually just have fun a little bit at practice this summer. I mean, because it is summertime. They never had summer practices. They're not used to that. So it's like, we out here, let's have fun. I'm new to y'all new to me. Like, let's just get to know each other a little bit more. So I had to fuss at them one practice. Because again, I am a tough coach. And because coming into a new program, you have to set those standards. Like, you know, if you allow it to happen early on, they're gonna be expecting it to happen, you know, later. So I'm like, okay, this is my canvas, paint it how you want to paint it, and we having high expectations. So when you go below those expectations, I gotta hold you accountable. So wow, I think that, folks, that's so powerful, and I love what Coach Shelton has just talked about in terms of building that chemistry. You know, I am a culture guy. I love culture. I love a strong culture, because a strong culture is what breeds strong people, and strong players and strong athletes. And so, you know, I you know, what you're talking about is just so inspirational. And you know, like, we all as coaches, we talk about culture. But it's like, what are we doing actually as coaches to make sure that the culture is what we want it to be? And sometimes as coaches, we have to adjust what we want the culture to be, and we have to look at the type of girls that we coach it, and we got to say, what is this group of girls like? Like, are they fun? Are they, you know, are they crybabies? Like, you know, are they tough?
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of like, you have to look at your group of players, and then you have to come back and be like, okay, this is what our team culture gonna be this year. Because team culture, I mean, yeah, you will want your team culture to be something that's kind of like, this is Memphis East softball, this is our culture here. But it's like, it changes every year because you get a new group of girls every year. So it's kind of like, as a coach, you got to be adaptable. So yeah.
Wow, powerful words. So let me ask you this real quick, because I think where you're going with this culture, and building upon this culture, even with you being a fresher coach for Memphis East, you know, do you have any supporting staff? Do you have any assistant coaches or anything?
So as of right now, we don't have an assistant coach. I am looking for one. So when it comes to an assistant coach, my ideal would have been this first year to do it myself. Because again, I'm coming in as a new coach, trying to build that culture. So it's like, you know, before I bring somebody else in that I don't even know, let me let the girls get to know me, because they already don't know me. So it's just like, I don't want to introduce the wrong person to the girls. You get
Sure.
what I'm saying?
I
Like,
understand.
I don't want to introduce a person that the girls will be a little uneasy about, and then that'll break my trust up with the players. So like, I'm looking though. I actually do have an assistant coach that reached out to the school about wanting to be an assistant coach, and we supposed to actually meet Monday.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm open to it, but again, I needed to align with the
Got your guard up a little bit.
Yeah, I do, because again, this is something that's new for me. So
Sure.
it's like, I don't want to bring in the wrong people that can possibly mess that up, not just for you, but for me.
Right.
Because again, I'm the head coach, so everything that you do, it kind of do reflects me. So,
Well, and that's completely understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at how just being in your presence and looking at how powerful you are, trust yourself.
thank you,
Trust yourself.
thank you.
Absolutely. So you've got a lot of girls that are interested. You've got your summer ball program that's going on. You're building that. You're seeding that. You're really focusing on that culture piece. I love the fact that in what you just said. I think that's going to be the most important thing. That 5-letter word, trust.
Yeah, trust.
The trust is that key component.
And not even just with the players. You got to get trust with the parents as well. So early on this summer, I have started developing a wonderful relationship with the parents, because I have parents that want to be involved. When you have parents that want to be involved, use them. They'll help you out a whole lot, especially like when it comes to concessions and just, I mean, because the parents got to get the girls, they got to pay for the stuff. They have to pay for the training, the extra training. So like, parents are essential to any program. Like, I know some coaches be like when it comes to parent, coaches probably be like, I don't want to deal with parents. But again, you have to have that trust from both your players and your parents. You just can't have trust from your players, because then when you have that trust from the player, but you don't have the trust from the parent, when they get in the car after the game, it's, this coach did this coach did this coach, I hate this coach. And the player just sitting there like this. I actually like coach, but they can't say it out loud. They gotta think it. So
listen to that, parents. Just calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. I promise you. Just what coach is saying is trust the process, trust the decision making. They've got the best interest of your kid at heart.
Of
so
course,
that's pretty powerful.
always, because again, I think every coach wants to win. Every coach got a little competitive spirit, in their system, because that's actually what keep you coming back, year after year after year after year, is the competitiveness. Like, it's like, okay, I was this close to reaching that goal, let me go next year. Let's see how hard we can go next year. So, yeah, you got to have that trust. You got to.
Wow, that's awesome. So let me ask you. Again, summertime. You mentioned the support of some parents, right? So you've got the support of the administration. You're getting the buy-in of the girls, and or your players. I don't want to say just girls. These are your athletes.
They are.
This is not just a girl thing. This you are developing and molding an athlete. So I want to make sure that even on this show, we are doing due diligence and we're actually referencing these are athletes.
And also at East, so I can't say with the athletes, they're athletes, but they're student athletes as well. Because at East, in order to even be on the softball team, you have to have a 3.0 GPA. No 2.5, 3.0. East is already a kind of prestigious school for academics and athletics. You have to test to even get into East. It's the only fully optional school in the Memphis-Shelby County area for high school.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so you have to test to get into East, or you have to have no C's on your report card to get into East. So yeah, it's like the kids that come to East. It's a different type of student that's coming through East. Like, and the type of students that come through East, I love them. I love them. Those are the type of students that I want playing for me. Those are the type of students that I could be like, okay, let me take you to this college and talk to this coach. I know that you will conduct yourself. Your grades gonna be there already. Your grades gonna be there. So grades ain't gonna be an issue when it comes to playing at East. Wow. It's not. Grades ain't gonna be an issue playing at East. Not at all.
So mentally ready, right? Mentally ready. they have the aptitude to, these athletes, these student athletes have to have that, educational aptitude, and of course, with that, off the field. What is it that you would need more of from your parents right now, being a new coach? If you were to sit down and you were to look at the world and say, hey, this is what I need from parents right now, what would you say?
Honestly, I think what I would need from parents is the support. Come to the game.
Okay.
Be the loudest ones at the game. I'm a Hell State person. I'm thinking about bringing cowbells to the games. I'm thinking about starting the cowbell tradition.
Oh, that's awesome.
Every strikeout, we bringing those cowbells. So I need.
Oh, that is awesome.
They gonna hate East and those cowbells. They gonna be like, they go East and those goddamn cowbells.
No, that's funny.
But yeah, that, and also I think reaching out for that outside help as well. Investing in your child, cause I could coach them, but again, at the same time, if you invest in your child can be a D1 athlete. Your child can actually be one of the best of the best. So I just feel like actually believing in your child. Don't treat softball as just something they doing. And treat it as something that the girls want to do. Something that, it's an investment. Again, like I said, when I was growing up, I used to have to pay for those lessons. I used to have to go to those camps. My parents, they was willing to do that. They was willing to send me to those camps. And that's why I feel like that I was one of the best people on the team when I played at high school. So I think that's really what I need from parents. Just invest in your child.
Wow.
Don't be scared to spend that Don't be scared to spend that money on.
I know, that's right. Yeah, I love that. I love it. Well, that's awesome, Coach. That really, really is. And so with those that are actually returning and your upperclassmen that
I got 8 seniors.
8 seniors.
Oh.
How are you molding them in terms of maybe even considering what college preparation looks like to try to get to that next level?
So, when it comes to the seniors, I don't really think none of my seniors actually saw themselves playing college softball. So what I'm actually doing, I'm trying to start with the juniors. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're a senior and you want to go to college to play softball, let's get there.
Sure.
But again, I think them playing softball for 4 years and not really having a successful program, they probably just never looked at it like, oh, I can go to college to play.
Yeah.
Going to these camps, what I'm hoping to do is by going to these college camps, just like at Northwest, the coaches said that the girls can tour the facilities and stuff like that. So, even just them having these conversations with these college coaches, them looking at these facilities, just to see like, oh wow, one day I could play here, if I keep working hard. So I think that is one of the real key parts of doing it.
Wow. So, and that camp is what you mentioned Northwest. When is that camp?
So that is actually July 23rd.
Oh, okay. So we got a little bit of time.
Yeah, we got a little time. So we got the dead period. We got probably about 2 weeks of practices, and then we got camp. And then we also do have another camp that. So my old coach actually coached at Russ College.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So my old coach is actually at Russ College. So I do have that college connection. If I do have seniors that want to play, I'm pretty sure hey, it might not be where you want to go, but you got the opportunity to go.
All right, folks. So we ran into a technical difficulty with the video. It abruptly stopped with Coach Shelton talking, and it's very unfortunate. We ran into a situation with the camera. It actually overheated, and so therefore wanted to take the time to just again apologize for the technical difficulty. But two, it did cut off about 5 minutes of the rest of what Coach Shelton had to offer. What I can tell you from Seams and Downs is that we absolutely enjoyed Coach Shelton. What a joy to be on the episode, or even with in the show. We will reach back out and attempt to get Coach Shelton back on here in the near future. We wish her very well in her season as she begins her newer journey with that East program. So again, thank you all for listening and observing. Coach Shelton, you were a real blessing. All of us are inspired. I know I am with what it is that you're doing. and you bring a lot to the table when it comes to the hearts and the minds of what it is to be a Memphian, a greater Memphis resident. So again, very much thank you, and all the hopes, very high hopes for you. We will watch you succeed. Thank you.